Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. We have a question today from Gary Alderson. And Gary says, I've tried to incorporate all of your instruction into my game, resulting in a significant improvement in ball striking and in consistency. Except in the downswing. With my feet spread and knees pushed out, I often cannot get into the turn of my hips fast enough, resulting in a mishit or striking the ground. Any advice? Absolutely, I got some advice, Gary. I think the only thing I can read into this is that you're overdoing the concept of the wide knees with outward pressure. All right, let's examine why do we want the wide knees with outward pressure. Well, because the first and most important issue of the Surge swing, the peak performance swing, is that it is a limited turn, 3/4 length backswing. Limited turn is the issue. So when we have the narrower stance with the feet flared and the wide knees, what some people call the shortstop position, or like you're a tennis player waiting for serve, the knees are a little bit wide and stay over the feet, so that and when we get wide, our legs look like straight up and down. I call it sometimes riding a skinny horse, and the legs are up and down, so we have what I call the building effect. We look like a building when the stance is the proper width, shoulder wide. If your stance gets too wide, your legs start to look like a triangle. All right, and then if we get into this point of cocking the knees in, one knee or both knees, now you're looking like an Eiffel Tower. No good. That's all collapsing you inside. So we want the wide knees with just a slight amount of outward pressure to keep the weight centered on the feet. We don't want it, if you get too wide, it pulls the feet off the ground, as you're seeing right here, then that's no good, because now you're going to be falling and outside of your feet, and you're out of total balance. So the key is the wide knees, outward pressure is to give us that limited turn. What's one of the big issues that people have wrestled with for years? They said, oh, you have to make a 90-degree minimum shoulder turn and swing the parallel. And because most golfers can't get there, what have they said? Lift your left or your forward foot up and move your knee inward and make a K to your back knee. Well, you know my statement for that. Special K's for breakfast, not backswing. All right? So we don't want a K. We don't want to do the things that's going to make you take a bigger turn and a longer backswing. So the outward pressure is to just restrict the movement of the legs and the hips and the shoulders into a limited turn, where we turn the club lift the club into the catcher's mitt and then lift the club up the tree. And we have that limited turn where we turn to where our forward arm is over the toe line, into the catcher's mitt and up the tree. The forward arm only turns to the toe line. So once the forward arm reaches the toe line, there's no more turn, it's all lift. So that's what the outward pressure does. Now the key is, the outward pressure basically ends once you're at the top of the backswing. And I think what I'm reading in your question here is that you're trying to maintain it on the way down. Well, if you're maintaining it on the way down, there's no way you're going to be able to get to your finish. So once I get in the catcher's mitt and up the tree, and I ring my bell and start my transition, both the bump, the lateral left shift, they both start to go. And once I've started my downswing, my arm is coming down, and my body starts to turn and the arms are, it's pulling the arms down, and the arms themselves and hands are swinging to impact to where the hands straighten out at impact. My whole right side is starting to go. The right leg is moving towards the ball. I hit the ball, and then what happens? The whole right side keeps firing to the finish. And so you can't do that if you maintain the wide knees. So the key is the wide knees is only in the backswing. Then after that, what's the thought? We have to ring the bell and swing up to the tee finish. AFAP, as fast as possible. Remember, I've also said, as far as I'm concerned, once you strike the ball, you cannot stand up fast enough. So you hit it, and the whole right side is from the right foot to the knee, the hip, the shoulder, and the head are all chasing the hands and the club to the finish. All right, so if that's the issue, if you've been holding the outward pressure at and beyond impact, just let it rip now. It's just like throwing a ball. You have to let it go. Serving a tennis racket, everything goes. All right, and so the key is outward pressure is only for the backswing. So hopefully this clears up an issue that you have, as well as might be a lot of others out there. So outward pressure is great, but it's only for the backswing. After that, once you start your forward upswing, you just rip it to the tee finish. Well, that's it for the Surge for today, and I'll be talking to y'all again soon.